Understanding why the price of a particular biotech stock is going up isn't always easy. Sometimes it seems like no one knows. That's exactly why we do this weekly roundup on Taxi Biotech, to learn the details and apply them to our day-to-day investing decisions. Stick around, we are starting our weekly review, and at the end I share some clues that might trigger the next big move. Welcome to Taxi Biotech, a show to explore the latest biotech news and developments and learn how they impact the stock market. The stock data I share here are just symptoms of what's happening within companies or the clinical trials. This is not investment advice, it's just entertainment. This week was strange. We had some really clear news and some things that just don't make any sense. The top 3 biotech stocks were Portage, Nukana and Lexicon. Let's start with Portage. As you can see here, it has incredibly tiny float, just 160,000 shares. That means that very few shares are available on the market, and any inflow of money can cause a huge price swing. That's exactly what happened this week. Take a look, it jumped 200%. This isn't new for Portage. We covered this 300% spike last December. And why did it spike last week? Well, it all started with this news. They announced promising preclinical results in a type of cancer which could support moving into human trials. Now, in my experience, preclinical results from a typical company don't usually move the stock price much because it will still be years before that product could hit the market. But in this case, there is a key factor. Only 160,000 shares available. So, if someone believes this is a great news and start buying, the price explodes with very little volume. We can already see now it's down almost 10% in pre-market trading. So, lesson here. When a company has a very low float, number 1, don't even think about shorting it because you can get wiped out by any random piece of news. And number 2, news that would usually be neutral or even negative can cause massive price surge in this type of companies with a very short amount of shares. Next company, Nukana, with a 62% gain. This stock started moving after this press release showing their last financial results in the last year. They mention plans to expand one of their clinical trials and they show that they ran out of money in Q3 2025. Look, I don't know if they previously expected to run out of money sooner, but either way, for me, running out of cash in Q3 is bad news for the stock price. Then they go on to talk about clinical data that they had already been released, so they are very well known. They talked about 2 patient phase 1-2 trial and data that didn't go particularly well. So honestly, I've read through this press release multiple times and I can't find anything truly positive in it. But I still wouldn't short this stock either, so be careful here. This is an Edinburgh-based company and maybe it could be benefit from the Trump tariffs, but with how volatile this issue is, I wouldn't trade on that alone. If you got a better explanation, drop it in the comments. And lastly, the start of the week, Lexicon Pharma. They announced a licensing deal with Novo Nordisk for one of their products. They'll receive 75 million upfront and up to 1 billion if certain milestones are met. They had a market cap of 100 million and just got 75 million. That's why the stock price doubled. Now, companies working on obesity drugs are really interesting right now. The current weight loss medications on the market have serious side effects, and lots of new molecules are being tested in clinical trials. If smaller companies show good results, they could become acquisition target for big pharma. So let's recap what we learned in this kind of videos. Flow size matters, especially in neutral or even negative news. If someone is going to buy these few shares available, the price could skyrocket. But don't go so crazy. We always prefer scientific data over crazy green candles or bloody red ones. And always be cautious of overreactions to neutral news. And the final clue: when a small company gets acquired by a big one, the market gets excited and start betting on more acquisitions. So this week we should take a closer look at small cap biotech firms with promising obesity molecules in their pipelines. I'll try to follow up on that right here. So follow me. See you next time. Bye.